What's going on, everybody? Pastor Trey here. It's been a while since I addressed the RFX family. For that, I apologize. Nothing's wrong. I didn't want to half-step anything. But there's some things that I definitely need to get off my chest, some things that I need to say, some things that I need to share regarding the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, the murder of Breanna Taylor, murder of George Floyd. A lot of stuff going on that is impacting a lot of people in ways that are hard to articulate for some of us. First and foremost, if you do feel some sort of way, some sort of anxiety, some sort of uncertainty about this, I want to let you know that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, if you're feeling some anger inside of you, there's nothing wrong or unholy or unscriptural about that anger. You kind of got to get past this line of thinking that tells us that somehow our anger is unrighteous or our anger makes us less saved. It's okay to be angry. Matter of fact, the Bible tells us to be angry, but do not sin. So I want to encourage you to, if you're feeling any of those emotions, to find them, dig into them, lean into them. If you got to journal it out, if you need to blog about it or do one of these little videos, go ahead and do that. But then take it a little beyond that. What is that going to motivate you to do? What actions can you take? Are you going to find out when local elections in your community are so we can elect new DAs and new sheriffs and things of that nature? Like, what can we do? So find that anger if it exists, find a way to articulate it, lean into it, and know that you're not alone in this. Some of our struggle is, some of us end up suppressing some of these emotions and not learning how to process. I think it's okay to go ahead and find things to do with that. I also need to speak to some of my white brothers and sisters in this time, because I've seen some people articulate some things that were kind of disturbing to me. Oh, why are people making this a race thing? I don't think you understand exactly what you're asking when you say that. That's another conversation, but I want to encourage you to find the strength and the discipline and the divinity in your silence in this moment. It's not to say that you don't have freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want. Just understand that sometimes you might say things that will actually compromise your witness, your ability to bring Christ to other people and draw people closer to Christ will be impacted by some of the things that you choose to say and choose not to say in this very moment. I had a conversation with a brother who was very certain that the police acted inappropriately, but was in no way, shape, or form willing to say that this had anything to do with race. And the media was pushing this narrative, and that is your prerogative to do so. But I do need to ask you a question. What benefit is there in you persuading other people to think that same way? Because when you say that, you might think that you're speaking logically, but what I hear is you aiding and giving shelter to white supremacy, which is demonic. I want you to think before you speak sometimes. Do some research, and more importantly, do some listening. That same brother who articulated those thoughts was also very vocal about the fact that he didn't interact with a lot of black people, but chose not to when he had an opportunity to. He chose not to assume a posture of humility and listen to the black people who were present in that moment, because we sometimes have a habit of giving our thoughts a little more credit than they deserve. And there's actually a lot of Christ-likeness in being humble enough to listen and give ear to other people. A lot of us have room to grow in that. And then finally, I'm guilty of this too. We see images of people looting and burning down targets and stuff like that. And the impulse is, oh man, they're going a little bit too far. And that's your impulse, it's fine. But before we go out articulating that, I want you to think about the history of the United States of America. And I want you to recognize that looting is the most American thing that there is. That before there was a United States of America back in 1770 something, the Sons of Liberty up in Boston, Massachusetts, they destroyed 46 tons of tea because of what they perceived as oppression and injustice. That's $1.7 million is estimated in today's money of what they destroyed in that time. And that helped lead to the foundation of America. Now, I'm not saying whether looting is right or looting is wrong, but I'm saying that it is American. How you feel about that, how you feel about looting and the act of looting and the images of looting is actually how you feel about the American ethos. So there's some reflecting that a lot of us have to do about what it is that we believe is right, what it is that we believe is wrong, and what it is that we believe means to be a Christian in these United States of America in these times. I'm sorry if that didn't help you at all, but I pray that somebody heard something that's going to help them to grow in Christ when all is said and done. In Jesus' name, amen.